I guess, ground he's covered over the last week and a half or so.
He was terrific. I thought he really played within himself. I thought he had a great feel for what he was looking for. Taking care of the ball was huge. His assist was terrific. And Jaden really understands where he wants to get the ball for himself. And he obviously is a very good finisher, mid-range, close to the basket. He's great at that. But he's worked really hard on his three-point shot. I just thought he showed great balance. And, again, defensively, he continues to get better overall there. We know we can guard the ball, but I just thought he was terrific all the way around tonight.
Mike Wilson, then Troy.
Yeah, Rick, it seemed like Eve maybe settled into what you want more offensively from him tonight. Was that the case after maybe not really having that down the first three games?
Yeah, Mike, again, with Eve, I want to see Eve get to the foul line. And again, we know he has his little soft quick ups, but again, I want to see him attack the rim more, and we want to get him to the foul line. He works too hard not to do that. Not concerned at all about him shooting the ball, because once he does what he practices and he stays in rhythm with what we do, he's fine there. But I like, again, I don't know if he shot a free. I don't think he shot a free throw this year, and we want to see him do that.
Rick, do you think a night like tonight where you have six guys in double figures with this kind of depth is something that you can see happening often this year?
Well, we like it. We want to have depth. We want to. In the past, we've had to, play through one or two guys, and we've got different things that we can do because we do have depth. We know that we've got really good defensive depth. I still think consistent defensive depth. Now we've got to, again, if we can get better, don't get me wrong, we still got a ways to go in a lot of different areas there. We've got to continue to develop consistent offensive depth. And if we can do what we did tonight, yeah, it's something that we saw ourselves do. We just got to do it. I thought our three-point shooting was terrific. The kind of threes that we want, the inside out rhythm threes, and moving the ball, getting good looks at it. And that's what we want.
Ryan Shumpert and Nicholas Hill.
You had a chance to run that lineup with Josiah at the 4 more tonight. What did you see from him in that spot, and I guess the team as a whole when you went with those lineups?
Well, Josiah knows our system probably as well as anybody from all different spots. I do think that he's really starting to develop a very high basketball IQ where you can pretty much tell him something for the most part, and he can pick it up right away. And we did that. We were able to get a bigger lineup out there, that a little bit of a jumbo lineup with Eve at the 3 and Bulky and EJ out there with, I can't remember, we had the 2 freshman guards. I know we had one of them. I think we had them both, or maybe Josiah. I can't remember exactly, but we just wanted to get that front line out there. And we were able to do a little bit of that and see what we have to do or can do. And but with Josiah, again, he allows us to do a lot of different things.
Coach, how do you evaluate Santiago Vasquez's performance tonight, considering he didn't score a single point today?
I didn't hear that.
How would you evaluate Santiago, even though he didn't score?
Well, he's a steady guy, and he knows what we're doing. And, I still want to get him back to where he's still looking to pass the ball a little bit more when he needs to set that up some where he can shoot it. But he's going to shoot it. We're not worried about that. I mean, we all know he can shoot the ball. But, he's always trying to run the team, do what he needs to do. And he got in some foul trouble, which, again, a year ago we would have been in trouble. But now with our depth, we're able to do a little bit more. But he's fine. I mean, Santiago, we all know that he's consistent, and he'll come back and he'll scrub it out himself and look at it. But we all have a lot of confidence in him and what he brings to us.
Rob Lewis, followed by Gustavo.
Coach, one thing you guys have, it looks like you've done in each of your 4 games is you've been locked in early, especially on the defensive end. What would you agree with that, and what would you attribute it to?
Yeah, we have, and I do. I think it is the fact that I do think our guys have an honest respect for the game. I think they have an honest respect for their teammates, knowing that full well if they don't play hard, somebody's waiting to come in. And I do think our guys honestly have great respect for each other, that they don't want to let each other down. And, you know, that's where I think it starts, because these guys like each other. They've set some standards and goals for themselves. And one of them is, I don't think they want to disappoint each other. So if they're not locked in, and there's sometimes, Rob, that I think where, you know, I thought even tonight, early, I thought that we were, even though we were locked in and it looked good and all that, I still didn't think we were quite as locked in as we needed to be. It looked like we were, I mean, you think about it, they hit 2 threes early because of just poor transition defense, where we weren't, after we scored, we weren't getting to our men quick enough. But again, I do know that these guys play for each other, and I know they have a high expectation to make every possession count.
Coach, how do you assess John Folke's performance? And especially I was curious to see in the second half if he was like kind of taking like a player coach role, like, you know, getting the players riled up, you know, getting the players kind of to, you know, keep it going, as you say. How do you see Folke's performance on and off the court?
Well, again, when you look at Folke and Eve, you know, there's no doubt that their teammates have great respect for them because of what they've been through. Folke knows what he knows what we need to do. He knows it. He knows, and he can. We talk about echoing things. I mean, he's starting to do more of that. In the past, that was not part of who he was or how he played, but he's getting better with it. And we can definitely get better with communication. Defensively, we're ahead there than we are more so on the offensive end. We do have to get better with it. But Folke tonight, you know, I mean, I said going in, I think he was shooting under 50%. For us, tonight he did shoot 60%, and that's where we expect to see him. I still like to see him rebound more. I like to see him defend guard play when he gets switched off there. And so I can talk about each guy that there's a lot of great things they do, but there's still a lot we can do to get better.
Coach's last question will come from David Pascal.
Rick, when you're talking about guys like Jaden and Keon, how much of an adjustment is it for them just coming off the bench after high school, not being used to that? And how impressed have you been with their ability to adjust to that?
Well, I think they're both winners. You know, I think they both have a great competitive spirit about them. And I've said it before, I think if we had a full summer with them, I think things could be different. But every time we've had to shut it down, they've gone backwards more so than the older guys, which is expected. That's no fault of theirs. I mean, it's just there's guys that have been here. There's guys that have been here longer. But for the short amount of time that they've been here, and again, will we change the lineup at some point in time? We could. But the key is not who starts. I think they want to finish. That's the real key. But I think it's a real compliment to both of them that they don't have a sense of entitlement. They don't think because they're highly thought of nationally or that they're about winning. And if we change the lineup, they're going to make us do it by what they do in practice. It won't be in a game. Because one thing that I know is that you've got to be able to do it every single day. And one of the things I talk to them about, getting after both of those guys, when yesterday weren't as good as they could be. And I just know this, everything they get, everything they've done up to this point, they've had to earn it, and they've worked hard to earn it. And for them to continue to go forward, I think the same thing is important for us as a coaching staff, because we've got high expectations for them, maybe more than they have for themselves, even though, again, they're competitive and we all see what they can do. I think there's still so much more in the tank for both of them. And all I know is that we are obligated to help them be everything they want to be, and we're going to do that. And again, I'll say it again, there's no doubt they got hurt. They get hurt more by the stop and starts than anybody. But if we can keep the rhythm going right now, it's only going to help them probably more than anybody.
Thank you, Coach.
Great, thank you. You think Jaden understands that?
I think he does.
You want me to tell you honest